would like to welcome everyone to the official ribbon cutting ceremony for the Sherman County Sprouts Child Development Center. What a wonderful day to celebrate collaboration, hard work, generosity, and a true investment in the future of Sherman County. My name is Melissa Douche. I am the proud mom of two little sprouts. This is Jade. And the Sherman County Economic Development Executive Director and Sherman County Sprouts Board President. To give you a full picture of how this new Child Development Center came to be, I have to take you back to 3 years ago, around this time when I was 8 months pregnant with this little girl and about to become a first-time mom. I was faced with the reality of the 2-year wait list for infants at the amazing in-home local providers. 2 years ago, after bringing my daughter to work with me for her first 10 months, it became even more clear that something needed to be done to curb this long-time issue and ensure that quality care would be available for all families in Sherman County. Through surveys and data, we determined that there was a gap number of 69 children ages 0 to 5 in Sherman County without daily care available. When we began to seek out solutions, an opportunity for Sherman County to use COVID relief funds to purchase this building from the Sherman County Prevention Coalition was presented. It was donated to economic development, and at that time, I was offered their executive director position. I began working to build a board of directors to form a nonprofit organization that would collaborate and oversee the project. I would like to introduce you to the 7 board members that came together to ensure that quality child care was a priority and availability was addressed in our area.
No.
All right, first off, we have Clayton Suxdorf. He's the Sherman County Economic Development President and works at Heritage Bank. Next is Deb Obermiller. She's a retired Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership employee and on the Loop City Planning Commission. We'll skip. we'll introduce Maddie later. So we have Stephanie Friesen. She's our representative for the Sherman County Community Foundation and a local parent. Next is Dean Tickle. He's a Loop City Public Schools superintendent. And then Sasha Habe was our representative for the Sherman County Courthouse and a local parent. We also have our vice president is Christy Haruza, and she wasn't able to make it today, but she works for the Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership as well. So we got to work planning and designing and executing these renovations. We're going to go through the contractor list. Will you hold that first?
Lena.
So we started with a project manager in one company out of Omaha. They oversaw the project from the start and helped us with procurement, budgeting, coordinating contractors, and progress recording. Today we have Carissa in the back there. She's been helping us all along the way to make this what you saw inside. Wilkins Architecture Design Planning out of Kearney. They were architect, engineer, design, layout, mechanical specs, and they did our website. So I have Todd. I should have memorized yeah, there we go, Todd over there. And then we also had to work on the back end of things with our entity formation and legal advice with the Law Office of Urick and Peterson here in Loop City. And Jennifer Smedra, CPA, did all our accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll. Heritage Insurance has helped us along the way out of Loop City with our builder's risk insurance, and then they've moved into all the necessary insurance for operating. So after that, we got everybody lined up that way. And we hired Kushak Construction. We have Tony over there representing Kushak Construction. He put in a lot of work on this project. We couldn't have done it without Tony. I'm so glad that we were able to keep it local and they were able to take on the difficult task of all the architecture, design, planning to make this space work the best possible way. Then we got to work with Great Plains Asbestos Control. I don't know if I'm proud about that, but it was a full asbestos abatement, and they're out of Kearney. We did a survey with Jake Ripp for the land, and then B2 Environmental did our environmental impact study. We worked with Loop City Lumber for all of our framing, cabinets, countertop, drywall, all the materials. Panowitz Construction out of Loop City did the framing, trim, cabinetry, countertops, installed mirrors, doors, all the finish work. Bocart Heating, Cooling, and Electric out of Loop City did all the HVAC and electrical. Jim's Trenching and Plumbing out of Litchfield did the plumbing and fixtures, including those cute little toddler toilets in there. Sandhills Glass out of Ord did all of our windows and doors. Kushak Hardware and Variety is where we got all of our flooring and finish materials from.
Lena.
Steadfast Floors out of Ravenna did all the flooring and tile work. Progressive Drywall out of Elba did the drywall. Shops Disposal helped us along the way with roll-offs and dumpsters and disposals, and they're out of Loop City. Mike Seamless Gutters out of Ashton did all of our gutter work. B&M Painting out of Kearney did the interior and exterior painting. Superior Spray Foam out of Scotia did the roof and insulation. We had Midwest Fire Alarms, and then the Diversified Creations, Derek Jelinek did all of our tuck pointing and cut openings for doors. Acoustics out of Kearney did the ceiling tiles. Creative Sites LLC out of Omaha did our playground and pour-in. If you haven't seen that, it is very nice. Applied Connective Technologies out of Albion, which is my home county, did all of our security systems, low voltage, internet, and phone. Outback Fence did the playground fence, and they're out of Lincoln. And then some more Loop City ones. We did Tina Treffer Designs and Signs did our exterior signage and our donor wall. And Brody Sykes is going to do our sprinkler system here very soon. And then Mark Kruger is going to seed. So that's kind of the finishing touches on it, is we'll get our sprinklers in and seed it in the fall to make it look extra special. And luckily our weeds are green. So we just so we mowed those down. But thank you to all of our contractors that made this possible. All right, and without the support of our dedicated donors, this project would not have been possible. Whether it was a grant, startup funds, pledges for ongoing annual donations, in-kind support, or volunteering, it was all appreciated. It did not go unnoticed. A huge thank you goes out to the following donors that obtained Sprouts supporter status on the dedicated donor wall inside. We've got the generous Green Thumbs, which were a gift of $1,000 to $2,499. We have Tim Lewandowski Memorial, Brian and Bonnie Ryder, Loop City Dental, Cicada Law Office, Gary and Maria Myers, Patrick Edwards, who was a Loop City class of 1981, Madison and Edison Danner, John and Cindy Erickson, Philip Karkuski Construction and Trenching, Margie Harrington, Aaron and Sasha Habe family, the Law Office of Urick and Peterson, Black Hills Energy, Dean and Diane Tickle, Loop City Alumni Association, Keith and Sandra Mogensen, which are my parents, talked them into it. Loop City Diner, Chuck and Sherry Radke, Melissa Obermiller Suarez, and Laura. The next is the Cultivators of Creativity. This is $2,500 to $4,999. Scott and Stephanie Friesen family, Paul and Elaine Cusick, Catherine Cusick, Jennifer Smedra, CPA LLC, Patrice Feller and Alec Bailey, Jed and Melissa Douche family, Clayton and Allie Suxdorf, Applied Connective Technologies, Bander Farms, Tom and Becky Bander family, Vivian Damerchusky. Helping Little Minds Grow is the next one. That was $5,000 to $9,999. We have Rita Kowalski, Rose Lane Home, Better Senior Living, Cook and Beals Inc., Deb Obermiller, and Don Cusick. The Giving Tree is a gift of $10,000 to $19,999. We have Mark and Patty Urick, Kushak Construction and Hardware with their help. The Fun Piano Show, so we always do our Fun Piano Show at the Community Center around Valentine's Day, so Sam and Jill Ferguson with that. Trotters Inc., James and Virginia Trotter family. Loop Agency, Loop Realty. Next was the Bountiful Harvest, a gift of $20,000 to $49,999. Heritage Bank, Heritage Insurance, Citizens Bank and Trust Co., in memory of Lillian and Dennis Macheski. Loop City, the City of Loop City with a sidewalk grant. Doesn't it look nice? The Master Gardener tier was a gift of over $50,000. So we had grants from Communities for Kids that neared $300,000, which was with Nebraska Children's and Families Foundation, the Sherman County Economic Development with my time of over 3,000 hours over the last 2 years. Sherman County Community Foundation did Anytime Give grant and a Economic Impact grant. Sherman County, with their ARPA funds, donated the building, and then Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services did grants along the way. The Sherwood Foundation out of Omaha did $200,000, and the William and Ruth Scott Family Foundation out of Omaha did $200,000. All right, so this is an ever-growing list with the ability to move up tiers. We encourage anyone interested in contributing to the sustainability of our programs or scholarships for families or your employees to reach out to one of our board members to learn more about becoming a Sprouts supporter. After the renovations were complete, to ensure success of with the ever-changing economy, we did have to raise our overall fundraising goal to $1,375,000 to rebuild the Sustainability and Scholarship Fund. We are currently $233,000 away from that goal. With the funding that we received from Communities for Kids and DHHS, not only were we able to back the creation of the center, but we have been supporting our local providers along the way with grants, training stipends, and licensing support. Ember Buoys Daycare received materials, a fire alarm system, necessary for licensing, and training grants that supported our efforts in becoming fully licensed as a Home 2 child care provider earlier this year. Jeannie Ducker's Child Care was able to add and replace materials and equipment, build a new playground fence, and receive stipends for coaching Ember through the licensing process. Tracy Dorsey's Daycare and Tiny Town Academy in Ashton were able to receive grants of items from their wish lists of materials, equipment, and educational tools for their programs. With the addition of Tiny Town Academy, Ember's Daycare, and Sprouts, Sherman County's early childhood care options grew to 65 licensed spots since 2022. If you remember earlier, we were lacking 69, so hopefully 4 parents want to stay home still. We will absolutely continue to support our area providers with the important work that they're doing. Next up, I'd like to introduce you to Shauna Worth from Communities for Kids. She just has a couple words to say. She worked with us from the very beginning on making all this happen. So.
Melissa gave me 2 minutes, so I'm going to come right at 2 minutes. On behalf of Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, Communities for Kids team, I would like to congratulate the entire community of Sherman County for the hard work and effort it has taken to open this beautiful early childhood development facility. A little over 2 years ago, Sherman County was selected as a Communities for Kids community. As a C4K community, they were awarded planning and implementation funds, and me as a technical assistant, whether they liked it or not. When we begin work with any community selected as a C4K community, we do a community orientation with the local team who has accepted the responsibility of carrying out the work. Many, if not all of the team from 2 years ago are here this afternoon. I don't know if you remember much of that orientation, but if not, I'll refresh your memory of 3 things we emphasize for success. The 3 pillars of C4K work: connect, utilize, and engage. Over the past 2 years, the team that met with me that night has exemplified all 3 of these pillars like a well-oiled machine. It has been an extreme pleasure to work with them. The results of this fantastic work are why we are here today. I would also like to point out, like Melissa had just did, that they not only did this team focus their energy on Sherman County Sprouts, but they also engaged and connected regularly with all the early childhood educators in Sherman County. Continuing to reinforce the success of each other has created a strong and dedicated network of early childhood professionals in Sherman County. This in turn is one of the very significant parts of keeping Sherman County a thriving community now and into the future. Congratulations, and I could not be proud of you more.
Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Shauna. Next up, we have Deb Obermiller, has a few words to say.
I don't know if I can pull this off here. I got a little more emotional listening to everything here, but What a great time this is for the community to celebrate the opening of this beautiful facility. A big thank you goes out to Melissa Dush, our Economic Development Director, who saw and lived, because she's a mom, the need for building sustainable quality childcare in order to grow our community, and was willing to put the time and effort into making this a reality. Her leadership, creativity, and audacity saw this project through. The members of the Sprouts Board who put in time, money, and so much effort to see this through, the many meetings, asking the right questions, knocking on doors to secure funding, moving and putting together equipment, mowing, whatever was asked of them, they came through. And kudos to our existing child care providers in the community who have given us critical feedback and shared their knowledge and experience. The Community for Kids, Shauna, and all the resources they provided to us to guide us through this process and teach us all they know about starting up a child care center, providing funds to support us and all the local providers with training, materials, and knowledge. Thanks for the direction. And kudos to our existing, oops, I read that already once. I forgot to delete it. But anyhow, kudos to our existing child care providers. Of course, none of this was possible without the commitment from the community itself. Your generosity has made this a possibility. Providing the buildings, supporting the fundraising efforts, being able to work with local contractors, the individuals and businesses who donated financially, those who have provided in-kind service, alumni who responded to the need, and the list goes on, as Melissa shared earlier. This is not just a child care facility. This is about our community and economic development. Without child care for families, there is no opportunity for them to live and thrive here, which impacts community growth. Did you know that the biggest export in our state is our kids? They leave. In order to bring them back or keep them, we must provide opportunities for them. And child care, I just lost my line. And child care is one piece of the pie. Studies show that in regards to community vitality, the best money being spent in early child care, for every dollar spent, the community receives a $17 to $20 return through staff retention, employee efficiency, and a boost to Main Street. As we continue forward, we are committed to running a successful business providing quality child care, supporting families and the businesses in the area. With this commitment and our hours of planning, we did build in dollars for operating expenses for the first year of operation. The realities of childcare are that it is costly for families, and cash flow of this type is challenging. Be assured that we will analyze our business model for efficiency and optimization, look for grant dollars, and a blending and braiding of funding sources with other entities. We will need your continued support as we do fundraisers, talk to our elected officials, and continue the quest for resources to ensure the needs in the community are met. The greatest hour, I think, for the whole community is will be when a family moves into Loop City and knows that there is family and child support the minute you arrive here. We have a place for your child ages 6 weeks old through 12th grade to thrive and grow. Thank you.
And then next up we have Maddie, who is our center director. So Miss Maddie Ummel. Miss Maddie.
Hi guys, like Melissa said, I am the director here at Sprouts. I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be a part of this program in Loop City. I originally grew up in Grand Island, and I worked as a preschool teacher for 4 years there. And from then on, I knew I had a passion for working with children. My family moved here last July, and I had my son Morrison in August, and we struggled to find childcare. So I know the struggles parents face. Sprouts is a solution to that problem. I am so excited to see Sprouts grow and help this community in many ways. Thank you all for coming today, and thank you to all the donors and volunteers that made this possible.
All right, that's all our speeches. Sorry it's so warm out here. I ordered nice weather. Okay, we'll move on to the official ribbon cutting real quick. I'll take these out of here. Deb's saying we should have got our safety scissors. We might have some inside.
Left-handed to move.
Oh no! All right, I'll start here. This is an exciting step, guys. I hope you're as excited as we are. I can't tell you how much work went into this. Sleepless nights, grant writing galore. So let her rip, I guess.
Hurry! We're about to do the ribbon.
Thank you all for coming out. It was a team effort. We couldn't pick just one person to cut the ribbon, so I'm so glad that you all are here and have experienced this with me. And gosh, what a great time for our community and our future. So go back inside to the air conditioning, eat some more snacks. Thank you so much. Have a great day.